that okay? Good.
Yeah, right here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Brian Tong here. CNET's live coverage of Samsung's Unpacked event. We have brought the whole family here. But before we get started, I wanted to introduce the man behind the show, Mr. Stephen Beecham, in the house.
Howdy, everybody.
Welcome back.
Now, here's
Good
a
to be
quick
back.
thing. Yeah, Stephen Beecham is back after, about a 2.5 month
Yes, I've been gone for 2 months.
on leave.
Straight, yeah.
Because not only is Samsung going to announce some new releases today, Stephen is going to show his latest release,
I
right?
have my own release.
What's that going to be?
We welcomed the birth of our second son, Colin Clinton, recently. Let me get a picture of him here. Here he is.
Wow, he's so grown up in that blue smock.
Anyway, he was born on December 21st, the longest night of the year, the winter solstice. And
There you go.
it's been awesome having
Well,
him.
congrats,
Thank
and
you.
thanks for coming back. We're stoked that you're here.
Stoked to be here.
We couldn't do this without you, honestly.
Right on. I know
All
you
right.
couldn't.
Also, part of the
No.
CNET
I have
fam,
the keys to this office. There's no way you could do it.
Donald Bell in the house. What's up, man?
How's it going?
You ready for this?
Yeah. Yeah,
He's
that
ready.
was
He's
my,
fired up.
my
Yeah.
excited rage.
What's the rage about,
I don't
man?
know. Just Samsung shenanigans.
Shenanigans. We'll get to those in a second. Also, join us for the first time, Associate Reviews Editor Sarah Mitroff here in the house.
Hello.
And if you could introduce yourself to our audience that may not be familiar with what you do here at CNET, kind of give them a little lowdown.
Right. So I'm I'm an Android and Windows Phone software editor for
Okay.
CNET, but I also dabble in mobile hardware.
Excellent. So she's here. Obviously, we have, what's the team of editors that are out there? Maybe like 20
25.
20 or
On the
so,
floor
25.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah, over in Barcelona at Mobile World Congress, and setting the stage at Mobile World Congress. This has become, the announcements that we've seen in the past 2 days have been more relevant than the whole week we saw at CES.
Right. Well, because everything's mobile now.
Yeah.
Like, as laptop sales are on the decline, conventional computer sales are on the decline, TV sales the TV industry is trying to salvage itself with 4K TVs and get people excited about some next generation TVs. And no one's
That's where the
excited
rage
about.
should come from.
That's where the rage is.
That's where the rage is.
But yeah, everything else, the only thing that still has a lot of heat on it is mobile. And this is where we're seeing tablet announcements at Mobile World Congress. We're seeing phone announcements, of course. But that's where all the interest is, and that's where our reporters are too.
Mm-hmm. Okay, guys, so we want to let you know how you can get involved. This is a very interactive pre-show. The actual announcement from Samsung will start at approximately 11 a.m. Pacific time, but I do want to show you what it looks like outside Samsung's event. They've, collected all the editors and journalists, and there have been a lot of tweets of the zoo and the ruckus that it is outside. So I'm not sure if we can take my screen, but we do have a picture here from our editor-in-chief, Lindsay Turrentine. This is what it looks like outside of where Samsung will be making their announcements at Mobile World Congress. Looks very comfortable right now.
It's probably even worse than that right now, as everyone's pressing up against the gate, just waiting for that gate to rise up and let people in.
It probably smells interesting there.
Oh.
Do we have? That's why we don't have smell-o-vision yet. You don't want to smell what that smells like.
Yeah.
But just to let you guys know how we can be interactive here, again, our phone lines are open. We've got plenty of space right now because I didn't even tell you the number. It's 1-888-900-CNET. That is 2638. If you guys want to just chime in what you're expecting to see, what you hope to see, what you want to see from Samsung, that's where you call us. If you need a friend, you call us. Like
Ryan Tong is here for you.
I'm looking for friend. I'll be your friend. Donald's
over here sitting on some rage, so probably not a good time.
Sarah,
for some
you want to
friendly
talk to the people?
Yeah, if you need
Of
some
course.
explanation.
Yeah.
I've been doing the rumor roundup for the last month and a half, so I know all of what people hope and want for this new phone.
In fact,
I can
yeah,
explain it all.
it's coming out of your ears,
It is,
All right.
indeed.
under the curls.
Yeah.
So you guys, again, 1-888-900-CNET. And then again, if you also want to interact with us on Twitter, we'll ask you questions as well. Again, what are you most excited to see here at Samsung's Unpacked event? All you got to do is use the hashtag CNET Live. we will read your tweet. We might even
Sure.
we'll show your tweet too if it's good enough.
Show us your tweets.
No naughty language on the tweets, okay? That's happened before.
Okay.
Donald.
Oh.
Donald. All right, so what we're going to do is let's just talk about some of the things that we're expecting to see. Again, if you guys call in, we're just going to take your calls, riff-raff a little bit, talk about what we expect to see. But, Samsung released, I guess a couple days ago, kind of like a little teaser video. It was a video that was a montage, and we do have a clip of it, so we'll kind of show it to you while we talk about to see if, the detectives here, the analysts here, can pull anything. Oh, this is actually the S4. Yeah, I think it's called.
Which actually could be a really predictive video for what the S5 is going to look like.
We've seen it. We've seen images of what it looks like online, and we will get to that. Is there one that says Galaxy Unpacked?
Yes, right here.
There you go. So this is the video that
very nuanced iteration on the S4.
It is nuanced. I mean, not that I've seen it or anything. That I've seen. Here we go. Yes. All right. Let's see what we can pull from there. They slow-moed the water.
Right? They slow-mo these things that I think they're trying to, emphasize. Pay
Courage.
attention to this.
Like it jumps. Okay, let's see let's see the next thing that they slow. Speed.
Oh, it's speed. It's fast, you guys.
It's fast.
It's got monkeys.
It's got a denim booty.
Chimpanzees are involved.
Bunch of life.
It's all about your life. The next Galaxy. All right.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So everyone that saw that teaser was like, is it waterproof? Will we see it? A Galaxy S5 that's waterproof?
Well, I mean, the rumors have been that we're going to see the same kind of trio of Galaxy smartphones we saw last time around, which is there's the sporty edition, the active, right? That will be waterproof. And then there's the super camera edition, or the zoom.
Yeah.
So there could be the zoom iteration of this that can take all those pretty photos of your speedy life.
I'm just saying,
chimpanzees.
They have this nano coating technology that they've shown off at CES probably the past couple of years now. It's not going to be necessarily everyone's going to go in droves to get a phone that's waterproof, but it is a nice little touch. I mean, you've been covering all the rumors and roundups. I mean, drop it on us. Everything that is under the sun has been rumored for this phone, right?
Oh yeah, everything from it's going to be metal because Samsung usually uses polycarbonate plastic in all of its phones, and so people are hoping that it's going to be metal, like the HTC One, like the iPhone, which would be beautiful. But I mean, Samsung stick to plastic. They just released the Note 3 last year, and it was plastic.
It was still plastic.
And to their credit, when we actually stress tested that thing, the plastic holds up a lot better than metal designs.
Yeah.
If people really do want a phone that they can drop and not have to cry over as much,
I can attest to that.
is not such a bad way to go.
I have a Samsung Galaxy Note 2, and it has survived many drops. I mean, it has scratches on it, but it's still alive. It's still working fine.
Yeah.
So, other rumors are a really crisp, beautiful, high-resolution screen. I mean, super high def. Who knows if that's going to be true?
For me, when they talk about right now, it's a 1080p screen, right? And they've talked about potentially it being a 2K resolution screen. For me, I don't, on a screen that small, I don't think if that was a feature to really focus on, if the gains or the benefits are that great.
Right.
Again, you will see a difference, subtle, but is it enough to be like, yeah, I've got to have a 2K screen phone? To me, that's just not the biggest selling point right now, right? They've talked about fingerprint scanners, maybe an iris scanner. I mean,
how often can you actually discern the pixels on the existing 1080p screen? I mean, if you're talking about the pixel density of a 1080p resolution screen on a phone, that's already... I don't know how much your eyes are going to be able to appreciate that. I think there might be some other technologies behind it, like maybe an improvement in the OLED technology or something that will make it pop more. But other than that, I think it just becomes kind of like a megapixels type numbers game where it's more is better. You can't complain. This is better resolution than last year. March forward, Samsung improvements. Yay.
All right, so we have calls in. I want to be able to take some of these calls right now. We're going to go to Raphael in Watertown. Let me take you. Raphael, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing today? What's your question, or what are you expecting to see here today?
Well, I was curious what you guys thought about those leaked images, because I saw something that was very conflicting on the website about people that had either seen the phones or taken those screenshots. They had a few of the phones lined up, so I think it was lined up next to the S4. And they said it was a 5-inch screen, but the phone was visibly bigger than the S4. So it was a little conflicting. So I'm wondering if that is the second variant that they're talking about releasing.
Yeah, you know, I mean, of course, we won't know until we find out. What the picture that we showed is, I'm guessing it's the same one that you're talking about. There's a leaked image from Saudi Android that's going on, and we'll pop it back up on the screen.
Right.
When you talk about the difference in sizes, right? You have the 5-inch on the S4, that diagonal screen size. This S5 image looks like it theoretically might be like a 5.1 or a 5.2 inch screen.
Right.
You know, based on the front of the phone actually pretty much looks like what the current, very similar design of the S4.
I think the S4 in this image looks a little scooted down too, and there's like a black bar for the icons, the kind of like the carrier signal icons like there that's scooting off, shaving off a little bit of the top of that screen. But otherwise, if we're talking about the S4 is like what, like a 4.11.99 inch screen or something like that, right?
Yeah.
I think they're probably more comparable than that image lets on because of both the positioning and also that black bar at the top that's on the S4 that's not present on the S5.
Yeah,
if that is the S5.
We again, obviously, these are leaked images. This one just pretty much came out recently. We'll find out when we actually see it. All rumors and indications have pointed that there would be a slightly larger screen, right? So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was wondering if maybe, and I don't know who said this. Somebody at Samsung, higher up, might have been one of their CEOs, said that the S5 was going to be a huge leap from the S4. And if these are the leaked images, it really doesn't look like it's really much of a leap at all. Maybe in specs it might be a little bit, but then again, I'm wondering, what are people exactly wanting that's such a big leap anyway?
Well, that's what people are still trying to figure out because the cell phone market is so mature. Let's say, I actually like the idea of fingerprints, scanners and sensors in phones. The application has way more room to grow, but when you're saying how much more can you bring into a phone, I think the biggest technology that people still, that nut that hasn't been cracked, is cell phone battery life. Like if someone can finally crack that nut and make it viable, right? We have the Droid Razr X that had like a 20-hour battery life, but
not to plug my own stuff, but I'm about to. I just did a top 5 on top 5 cell phones with the best battery life, and it's actually the LG G Flex is right now up there like 17 hours. It's like the king.
But that thing's massive,
wow.
right?
It's a big phone in terms of like the screen size, but it's actually not that thick.
Okay.
Compared to like the the Droid Maxes.
Yeah.
But the longer chassis allows for a longer and potentially more capacity.
But I think we're getting there. I mean, 17 hours of active use is like at a point where I don't think people are going to be complaining as much. But I mean, so much can cut into that. It's like if they're going neck and neck with more intense games, more intense graphic, demanding applications, and also even more resolution. Like if you think about all the extra pixels that have to get powered in a 2K resolution screen or whatever's going to come next. That's, I think, the biggest demand on battery life anyways, right?
Yeah. I mean, I also think, though, we have seen phones that have excellent battery life, but we haven't seen it on the flagship phones that people want, right? The majority of consumers, whether it be an iPhone or a Galaxy S4 or S5 or even the Nexus phone, right?
Yeah.
We don't see, or an HTC One, we don't see massive battery life on the flagship phones yet. And so I think that's one of those things that may not be sexy, but that is one of those advancements that have to happen. I mean, for us to really be like, okay, at least another leap.
Yeah, because the S4 didn't even make that list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Raphael, what feature, let's put it on you, if you had to name one feature that you would like to see the most, just one. I know I'm putting you on the spot. What would that one feature be that you would really care about?
I think battery life is very important because, if you have somebody that's very busy during the day and uses it for business, the last thing you want to be doing is worried about if you can continue business with your phone and having to charge it, looking for a charger, looking for somewhere to plug it in. But I guess the one thing I'm thinking about, I like the idea of this fingerprint scanner.
Yeah.
But is it impractical because it's so low to the phone and it's so small? Well, not small, but you have to swipe it. I kind of took my HTC One and tried to, pretend there was a button on the bottom and swipe. I said, with one hand. I said, I don't know if that really is practical.
Yeah. We'll see how the implementation of that fingerprint scanner plays out. If it's there, we'll talk about it in a second. But I did want to get everyone that's watching to kind of play in with us and give us some of their feedback. Right now, if you are watching our live blog right now, and we know it's streaming on YouTube, live stream, a bunch of our other variety of partners, as well as on CNET.com. But on our CNET page, we have a live poll that you guys can look at. And what we're asking you, and it's pulled up on my computer, the poll is which rumored feature is a must-have on the Galaxy S5. We have 4 options here. We have a unibody metal design. We want to know what you guys want. Waterproof, fingerprint scanner, or Ultra HD resolution screen. Which one of those 4 is the most important to you? Now, in this room here, whether or not you're an S5 person or not, which feature would be the most important for you guys? Or do you like the most?
If I had to pick one, I'd go waterproofing. I feel like that's going to make the investment more sound over time.
What do you think, Sarah?
I say fingerprint scanner. I'm a lifelong Android devotee, but when the iPhone 5S came out and I saw the Touch ID, I was like, ooh,
yeah,
I really like that. I kind of want to get an iPhone. And then I quickly went back to my Android ways and tempered down that thought. But if it was a really awesome or as beautifully executed fingerprint scanner, I'd be pretty happy.
And, like we alluded to earlier, the fingerprint scanning has a way to go. Apple just implemented it for unlocking it and then doing payments through their iTunes store. But once we can get this plugged into third-party apps, there's been rumblings of Samsung, partnering with a payment service like a PayPal to be able to use that. Once we get these phones, to me, it's like, let's take it to the next level and really get our phones to work like a mobile wallet. In Japan, they've had this since 2005, at least when I was there, it was already a mature technology. Like, that's how far behind we are, right? In other countries, they're already using their phones as wallets.
Yeah.
And people here might be freaked out about the security. Like, they've, in Japan, you had to slide your fingerprint to authorize the fact that you could use your phone as a tap wallet. And here we've seen Google Wallet implementation, not the best, not seamless. Apple hasn't done it yet. Someone's got to crack that nut.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that plays out. But Raphael, thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. Thanks, guys.
All right. So let's also talk about this whole iris scanner rumor, right? This whole iris scanner, for facial recognition. What are your thoughts on that?
So Samsung already kind of has facial detection technology, at least in the Note 2 and I believe in the S4, where it can kind of tell if you're looking at the phone, keeps the phone on, iterations of that. So it's not a huge leap to imagine that they could potentially do something like this. It seems super futuristic. It seems, frankly, kind of creepy, a little bit like a spy movie. But it was a rumor. It's been kind of dashed by the fingerprint scanner rumors. Those were far more prevalent. The iris scanner kind of popped up and then faded away. But it would be a really big, huge kind of leg up above its competition.
Yeah.
Considering that fingerprint scanners are already kind of available on other phones, especially the HTC One Max, the iPhone 5S. But this would be kind of creepy.
It'd be great. I think next year we should have the iris scanner, fingerprint sensor, urine sample. I think that's going to be the most secure way to unlock your phone, right?
So what would it be based on? Like what metric would the urine provide?
We'll test the waterproofing. Right?
Well, one step at a time. They might work in the waterproofing today.
Yeah.
And if they can get that,
Yep. Blood sample. Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm looking for a tongue scanner personally.
It's a little ridiculous. I mean, how far do we have to get?
Very far,
okay.
Donald.
All right, apparently. Yep.
I want every biometric possible.
That just opens up. I mean, so when the iPhone came out, people were freaking out about, are you going to cut people's fingers off to?
That was so dumb.
Right.
I mean, it's ridiculous, but I don't want more of those stupid questions coming out.
Yeah, I think it's very silly. Okay, all right, guys, we have someone special, a special guest over in Barcelona. Our editor-in-chief, Lindsay Turrentine, she is there right now, and she is going to kind of give us a breakdown of the scene out there. Lindsay, can you hear me all right? I hear this amazing music.
Sounds very Samsung over there. Welcome to your Samsung life.
Lindsay, are you there? Okay, I guess. Lindsay, can you hear me one more time? It looks like we don't have her right now, so. Okay. We're going to put Lindsay back on hold, but I want to hear that music again. It was very inspirational.
Oh, hey, Lindsay.
Lindsay, can you hear us okay? It seems really loud out there. It's probably pretty tough. Okay, We'll cut this right now. We'll work on it and see if I guess that noise canceling technology
That's
on
the
that
most
phone
soothing
is not...
way to prevent people from making phone calls during your event.
People are gonna ask, what phone was that? Because I don't want that phone.
Maybe it's just John Tesh amplified in the room. Maybe they just got him sitting on a piano.
All right, so while we wait right now, we're gonna go look and revisit that poll that's on my computer screen just to see what you guys at home are talking about or what's the most important to you. Poll: which rumored feature is a must-have on the Galaxy S5? 40%, it just changed. 40% of you said the unibody metal design.
Huh.
People want the metal body and the metal booty. Shiny booty.
That seems like some kind of like repressed Apple desire, right? Like that's the Android people really admitting that Apple design in some ways is something that they want to integrate into their...
Yeah. So we have...
Or people saw the HTC One and said that's beautiful and it's great.
Sick.
Beautiful design, beautiful build quality, and they want that.
Okay, we will revisit this. We're gonna try our call one more time. Give it a go. Lindsay, can you hear me? Okay, it looks like we can't hear her right now. So,
or she can't hear us.
She can't hear us right now.
Okay, I'm outside.
Okay. Okay, no problem. Sorry, guys. We're gonna take one of your phone calls and see what happens. I think it'll be okay. But before we do that, just going back on the unibody metal design. Yeah, I mean, the HTC One is the Android phone that I own. That design just is killer. Mm-hmm. But Samsung's marketing muscle really just kind of obliterated that phone. Because, sure, Samsung has that established, consumer when they built up that audience with the S3. But, man, I was always like, why aren't more people getting the HTC One? I love that phone.
It is a cool phone, and it had the Beats audio technology built into it.
And I honestly like the Sense UI. I thought it was pretty clean.
Exactly. That's my biggest thing. Actually, that's the thing I'm hoping to see from this event more than anything else is to see Samsung finally make a version of TouchWiz that is attractive to me and doesn't just make me like gag.
Amen. Amen. TouchWiz is the least favorite thing about my phone. I hate it. Hate it. Sorry, Samsung, but I hate it. Make it better, please.
All right, so let's take our phone lines. We're gonna go into this cold. I don't know who's on this line right now, but I'm taking it. Line 1, are you there?
Hi, yes.
What's your name, Line 1?
Yes.
Your name's Line 1?
No, not really. My name's Matthew.
What's up, Matthew? Thanks for calling in. What are you excited to see about, or what type of questions do you have for us today?
I'm really excited to see how Samsung is going to pull this all off. But really what I want to see is, I want to see how Samsung pulls off the UI with the S5. I mean, are we going to see, in your opinion, Brian and Donald, and Sarah?
There you go. You're good.
What do you think that we'll see more toned down UI for the S5, or will we see something that's still toned up with TouchWiz, maybe magazine UX? I mean, what are your guys' thoughts on that?
Magazine UX seems likely only because we got that on the Tab Pro tablets from CES. I can't imagine that Samsung's going to totally abandon its very cheerful and colorful and kind of cartoony TouchWiz interface as much as I would love it to. But I believe it's probably going to stay that way, maybe be a little bit more mature and sophisticated, maybe with
a little
magazine.
Flatter and more modern looking.
Yeah, but I can't imagine it's going to be a huge difference just because Samsung seems so allegiant to TouchWiz for now.
Yeah, I mean, I think Samsung is kind of facing now the same problem that Apple's been facing, which is that once you have a wildly successful product, you can't change it that radically without alienating the people who are fans of it, right? They've been able to be an underdog for a while now, and now that they're the top selling manufacturer of smartphones, and they have a real hit on their hands, they have to kind of hold on to that and not be as risky as they might have been otherwise. But we'll see.
Yeah, just a heads up for everyone watching. Samsung's event is expected to start pretty soon. We're going to stick with the phone lines and take your calls, but it is expected to start at 11 a.m. Pacific time.
There is an orchestra playing right now.
Oh, there's an orchestra playing right now.
I'm telling you, Tesh is there.
Let's look at that orchestra. But as...
That's lovely.
It's beautiful.
It is, Matthew. Why, thank you for that. But also, when you talk about the UI, I think one of the challenges that Samsung has, and thanks for calling in, Matthew, is that Samsung has multiple design studios. They have one here in San Francisco. I believe they have one in Los Angeles. They have one in Korea. And they all propose, they'll pitch them even something as like the Galaxy Gear Watch project, they'll pitch them their concepts, designs, whether it's UI, physical products, and then Samsung Korea, the headquarters, the mothership, has the final say. So you'll actually have them sometimes submit finalized products, polished, look really good, but at the end of the day, it's the corporate guys at Samsung that say, "Oh, we want to get rid of this, or we don't want to do this." For example, the Gear
Watch. Put a little more whiz in it.
But here's the thing. Like the first Galaxy Gear Watch, they had a design studio here had the UI ready for them to go. Samsung saw it and killed it and went with that very antiquated, looks like I don't know, that just those ugly rigid icons. They completely killed it now, and that's what they went with, like that, right?
Yeah.
And so no matter what we talk about this UI, what are they going to do? Because that UI is nothing like any other products, and I get it. A UI for a different product should feel a little different, but there's nothing that has any kind of harmony with any of their other products when you look at that Gear Watch UI.
Sure.
So that's one of the challenges too, just how they're structured and how they make decisions. What is it going to really look like, and what is it going to be like?
That's kind of brilliant and frustrating. I
Yeah,
imagine.
exactly, right?
Yeah.
Because they can take bits of everyone, or at the end of the day, just say we don't care and just squash it and say we're just going to put this on this device.
Yeah.
So we'll see, but yeah, I agree. The UI is going to hopefully.
And I think you
Mature.
touched on the other thing we're expecting to see today is a new Samsung smartwatch too, the second generation of the Gear.
Yeah, well, they have. They did announce officially. We haven't had any, hands on yet, but we're going to get that of the Gear 2, and then what they call the Gear Neo. Music fading. Okay, all right. Looks like the keynote might be starting shortly. We're gonna pull up on that and just see what's happening. The music's fading. Look at that crowd.
Wow,
Dang.
That's huge. Okay, so while we wrap this up, guys, we will go to the keynote. We will be back after this for analysis. Your calls. If you guys want to stay on the phone lines, stick with us. But we're going to head out and kind of hang out with Samsung at their Unpacked event in Barcelona at Mobile World Congress, and we'll see what we got. Okay? All right, guys. Obviously, that music is very sweet. I was enjoying it, but we do have information to send along to you guys. Now, if you guys go to CNET.com, we actually have the official first look and hands-on of the Galaxy S5 that will be announced at this keynote. You guys can check that out. Just go to the front page of CNET.com. Also, Samsung's 2 new watches, the Gear 2 and the Gear Neo, will have first looks at those, as well as their fitness band, which is going to be called the Samsung Gear Fit. It's going to look different than the watches. It's going to be specific to fitness. So if you guys, while you're waiting and listening to this beautiful music, which is nice, they're going classy this year, right?
Yeah. Oh, or I think it's actually it's a signal that is kind of boring. It sounds like this update to the phone and to their smartwatch is kind of a boring, not everything we were expecting update.
Yeah. So here we go. If you guys want to look at these images, this is the Galaxy S5 that Jessica's holding in her hand, and we do have that video online for you guys to check out.
But definitely tune back on the flip side, because I'm sure we're going to have plenty to talk about analyzing this thing to death. And what it means for Samsung, what it's going to mean going up against whatever Apple's going to be churning out this year. I'm confused. I'll be honest.
You're confused because you're hoping that they would have done a little more.
Not solely that I had high hopes for this phone or that I thought all the rumors were true necessarily, but I'm just confused that Samsung would pull their punches so much with their flagship phone. Going into the year where they know that Apple's going to be putting out a radical refresh of an iPhone. It's just curious. The competition's heating up for them, and they're kind of sitting on their hands.
I think it's also, when we talk about just jumping from phone to phone, I don't know if this is true or not, but I feel like people have tried, whether it's a Galaxy phone, whether it's an iPhone, and I don't know if there's that much more movement as it used to be.
Yeah.
Right? When you had the S3 and the iPhone 4, people were trying to figure out which one was better. When you have the S4 and the iPhone 5, people were still trying to figure out, right? Some people went to Android, some people came back, some people left iOS and came back, right? I don't know if it's at a point where maybe that shift is just not dramatic
just talking
anymore.
About
right?
like just the product maturity of smartphones in general. Everything seems to be kind of reaching a place where no one's making any dramatic moves, and maybe there's no dramatic moves to be.
And this is their life band. We'll still keep on talking. This is not their life band. I'm sorry, but this is their Galaxy, their Gear Fit. But continue. Sorry about that, Donald.
No, it's okay. Is that so? That's the entire screen right there.
Yeah, that is their new fitness wearable.
That's pretty cool. It's
called
kind
the
of
Gear
making good
Fit.
on the promise of the curved OLED screens, it looks like.
Yeah, that's the product that I saw a long time ago, but I couldn't talk about.
I'm so glad that this day has come.
Finally we can talk about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's just a little preview. If you guys want to check out again, CNET.com, and we have all the breakdown there. Is the orchestra still playing right now?
Hang on. No,
All right.
Okay,
no fitness expert,
we're going to go back to Samsung stream now. It looks like
but
they're
I know
actually
my
starting their
body
press
better
event,
than
okay?
anyone.
So we will see you guys after this to break down. Give us our calls. We'll see you soon, okay?
Fashion isn't everything to me, but I express myself in my own unique way.
Even at the speed of life, I can still live life at my own pace.
No matter where I am, there isn't a moment I won't be ready for. For all the things that make life even better.
Ladies and gentlemen, from marketing team Samsung Electronics headquarters, please give a warm welcome to David Park.
Hello, everyone. For those with us in Barcelona and the rest of the world viewing our live stream, welcome. This is Samsung Unpacked 2014. And of course, let's appreciate the Barcelona Opera House Chamber Orchestra. So this is a fantastic time for us to be together. The way we live day to day is constantly changing, And more than ever, new exciting opportunities are within our grasp. We're very excited to show you tonight innovative devices that fit with our time. Devices designed and built to enhance our daily experiences. By placing the world in our hands, they free us to live life to its fullest. And now to share with you Samsung's vision, please welcome President and CEO, Head of the IT and Mobile Communications Division, Mr. J.K. Shin.
Hello. Welcome to everyone here and to all of you who are joining us around the world. It is great seeing you in Barcelona, the hometown of mobile innovation. Our industry continues to set the standard of what comes next. This collective innovation has allowed us all to enjoy continuous growth for the past several years. Samsung has been one of the major contributors of this high growth. Especially, Galaxy S series has been a key driver of rapid smartphone growth. Let me take a moment to say, I truly appreciate the 200 million customers around the world who have chosen our Galaxy S devices. We are very grateful. And we know that we only succeed when customers choose us. We know that we must continue to earn that choice. Then, how can we continue to earn the consumer's choice in this ever-changing, dynamic industry? People are easily excited about technology breakthroughs, disruptive and earth-breaking. As a tech company, we are very keen on the newest and the latest technology development as well. But after all, people choose meaningful and relevant improvement for day-to-day use. And that small, one step further evolution always changes the world. That's the meaningful innovation. How do we know? We ask the customers across the world. And what we have learned is surprisingly simple. Our consumers do not want eye-popping technology or the most complex technology. Our consumers want durable design and performance. Our consumers want a simple yet powerful camera. Our consumers want faster and seamless connectivity. And our consumers want a phone that can help them stay fit. That brings us to the products we are about to introduce today. These products are the result of those simple but very important inspirations. I will not make you wait any longer. Here is the Samsung Galaxy S5. Ladies and gentlemen, the Samsung Galaxy S5. Samsung Galaxy S5 comes with the full LTE coverage with the support of Category 4. It provides the fastest and most stable Wi-Fi performance based on 802.11ac standard and Wi-Fi MIMO. The Galaxy S5 also supports smart bonding for Wi-Fi and LTE to create an even faster and more stable connection. The Galaxy S5 has a useful camera function. It gives consumers the top 3 most wanted camera features. First, fast autofocus. Enriched color with advanced HDR. With improved user experience. The Galaxy S5 provides new resources to help people stay fit. These dedicated fitness tools are designed to work with our Gear series to provide consumers with the best personalized experience. We have built-in a heart rate sensor. It is the first of its kind. Our real-time fitness coaching services, together with the Gear, can be tailored to each user. To make it even more useful and practical, Galaxy S5 supports IP67 water and dust resistance. Samsung Galaxy S5 provides the highest level of security for enterprise users with the new evolution of Knox. The details will be shared tomorrow. You will get longer operating time with the ultra power saving mode. And we will tell you more about mobile payments and other useful features. The Galaxy S5 has a unique perforated pattern. It is modern and refreshing. We provide a variety of color options to express each user's personality. The new features of the Galaxy S5 are great complements to our new Gear device. Samsung's Gear portfolio has 3 new additions. They represent the next generation of the smart wearables, designed to balance individual style with the personal life and connectivity needs. The Samsung Gear 2 and Gear 2 Neo are chic, personal devices that help consumers manage their lives using a wide range of features. Ladies and gentlemen, the Samsung Gear Fit. The new Gear Fit has an iconic design for consumers who are focused on being stylish on the go. It is equipped with the curved screen that fits perfectly on your wrist. The Gear Fit will be an ideal method to check your heart rate when you are exercising. It conveys messages, SNS updates, missed calls, and alerts from your phone. We operate in a highly competitive, fast-moving marketplace. We continue to respond and evolve. We do so in the spirit of an open, flexible, and cooperative mobile industry and user community. The Galaxy S5 and new Gear products are the result of that philosophy. They are an expression of our commitment and our vision. I promise you that we will continue to focus on what matters most to consumers. Our innovation will never stop, and we will always be inspired by the people we serve around the world. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Let's keep it going for Mr. J.K. Shin, everybody. Now, let's dive deeper to get a good look at how these new devices truly deliver on the 5 aspects that consumers care about most. To do this, I'd like to invite to the stage Vice President of the European Telecommunication Operations, Jean-Daniel Aim.
Thank you, David, and good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be with you again. Improving human life is at the heart of Samsung and in the hands of our customers every time they use our Galaxy S devices. We are so proud of the fact our smartphones positively impact everyday lives. And as J.K. Shin mentioned, continuing to be the choice for our customers is our #1 consideration. This is why, while we were planning the Galaxy S5, we focused on understanding what's essential to them and how to enrich their lives with fundamental, meaningful, and relevant improvements. And as you'll see tonight, when it comes to the voice of our customers, we are listening. First, we hear you want a device to fit your modern lifestyle, designed with a glam look plus performance to keep up with your busy days. 2, we hear you want a great camera that is simple to use. 3, you want the fastest network, so in the blink of an eye, you're sharing beautiful photos around the world. 4, you want your device to be protected for your lifestyle and to make you feel secure. And 5, we hear you want to stay fit and you'd love your smartphone to help you do that. We hear you. Now, let's see how these 5 qualities live in the Galaxy S5 and how coming back to the basics helped us drive innovation in a direction that makes sense for our customers. Well, our customers want design to be urban, dynamic, versatile, and know from morning to night or even through the night that their smartphone is right there with them. Not merely smart, but insightful, and of course, stylish. Well, in your hands, a smartphone has never felt better. The back cover is perforated for a comfortable, natural grip. The shimmer you see here is the heart of its modern glam look, a result of this unique perforation design. This is electric blue. Do you see how it catches the light? The S5 will also come in a shimmery white, a charcoal black, and copper gold, and we'll be adding designer covers too. This is all combined to bring one gorgeous device into the hands of our customers, enriching their life with style and innovation. But that's not all. What's inside matters too. So we've refined the user interface so it's clean, vibrant, with a unique geometric pattern inspired by the prism effect of diamonds. Do you see the new unlocking effect here? The overall look is clearly simple and uncluttered. When you toggle the settings menu here, you see a new collection of icons that are larger, more visual, and easier to navigate. Want your favorite app right at the tip of your finger? Our one-touch toolbox is here for you. Now let's take a closer look at this mesmerizing device and the display of the Galaxy S5, which is a 5.1 Super AMOLED screen with full HD. This delivers a superior viewing experience, ever brighter than TFT LCDs found in other smartphones. Another advanced technology, local contrast enhancement, uses a new algorithm to automatically analyze and segment the display under changing light conditions. So when you will use your Galaxy S5 in the blazing sun of Barcelona, it'll be clearer and easier to see. But we thought about the opposite situation too. You can now make your display extremely dim, more than ever before, so your eyes will feel more comfortable in the dark or when you don't want to bother the people around you. Last but not least, adaptive display, our enhanced display technology, analyzes the incoming light and the content you're viewing to optimize the screen and give you the best viewing experience. And to provide this all day long, we have significantly increased the battery capacity. Now, with our optimized power management, the Galaxy S5 boasts 10 hours of web surfing with an LTE connection and an even longer 12 hours of video playback. That's a lot of cats videos. A great look, a refined user interface, an amazing display, a better control, and a longer battery life. Now that's design. Okay, let's move on the camera now. The customer feedback is so clear on this. The camera is core. The Galaxy S5 has a new fast autofocus technology, a new HDR mode for pictures and videos, and new other features like selective focus to help you take better pictures. Let me give you a snapshot of this great camera. For the first time in a smartphone, our new hybrid autofocus combines standard contrast AF with a technology usually found in professional DSLRs called phase detection. We put this hybrid AF on a 16-megapixel sensor, which is even larger than the S4's, along with a new companion chipset for image processing, so users get increased precision, faster response time, and a much more exciting camera experience. So no matter how quickly your subject moves, be it pigeons circling La Sagrada Familia or your kids winning goal, you'll be able to capture the moment in just 0.3 seconds, This is the fastest ever autofocus for a smartphone. Now let's talk about high dynamic range, what we call rich tone. As you know, HDR is a solution for taking good photos when there is too little or too much light. But to get satisfactory result, you know you have to remain stable, very stable. And it takes precious time to process the images too. So how is our new rich tone mode better? Well, it instantly controls the light exposure at the moment you focus to give you, in real time, a picture that has the contrast of real life. So what you see is what you get. And not only for still pictures, now HDR also works for videos. This is also a smartphone first. Now, let's say you want a little more edge to your photography. One of the benefits of using a DSLR camera is the shallow depth of field. With our new feature called selective focus, you get a similar control of what's in focus and what isn't, allowing you to apply this kind of out-of-focus effect, like a pro. This is a cool way to take your pictures to the next level. This is a great camera that our customers will love. It offers sharper, clearer, vibrant images to better capture meaningful moments in an instant. The Galaxy S5 camera is definitely ready for its close-up. But it's not enough to be beautiful. You got to be fast. In today's world, it's all about one thing: speed. As our mobile experience advances, we need the fastest network to sustain high traffic volume. So Galaxy S5 comes with full LTE coverage supporting Category 4 and up to 8 bands in any given region. This allows remarkable data connection with every carrier. Beside coverage, we all want faster network speed, no more buffering. That's why we've combined the 5th generation of Wi-Fi with the new MIMO technology to nearly double Wi-Fi connection speeds. And this also is a world first in smartphones. But that's still not all. The download booster marries this enhanced Wi-Fi connection with LTE. And this combination will give you blazing fast download like never before. Imagine a gigabyte in just 30 seconds. That means your full HD movie is ready to go before your microwave popcorn has finished popping. Now, that's speed. And as everything moves more quickly, you want your device to be protected and to follow your lifestyle. Now, we all know water and electronics don't mix. Like when water is spilled on your phone, or you drop it in a puddle or in the sink, and then you're in trouble. C'est la vie. But this is not a problem anymore, because the Galaxy S5 is water and dust resistant. And because your phone is now water resistant, you don't have to be resistant to water. Watch a video in the tub, sing along your playlist in the shower. Don't worry about the rain. The S5 is protected for your lifestyle. But don't go too far. Water resistant is not waterproof, so don't keep it underwater. But if it does get wet, it'll be good. Now, the Galaxy S5 also has an interesting new feature called Ultra Power Saving Mode. How many of you have had your phone die at a critical moment? I have. Last week, for example, I spent a whole day using my phone with no access to a charger, and I was invited in the evening to a nice dinner. So, with no time to go home, I was frantically looking for a charger because I must be reachable for the babysitter of my kids. This is a stressful situation. The battery, not my kids. But with ultra power saving mode, problem solved. It will turn the display to black and white and shut down all features except the essentials like SMS and calls. So for example, if my Galaxy S5 is down to only 10% of battery, it can still last up to 24 hours in standby. So that should be long enough for me to get back home after dinner, in most cases. That's how the Galaxy S5 can protect its battery life. But it will also protect your data at a whole new level. And the key is right here. Finger Scanner uses your fingerprint as the ultimate password to validate your identity. It is encrypted on your device and never shared. All it takes is a simple swipe of your finger to make secure payments. No need to key in your credit card number or your mother's maiden name or your first pet's name or whatever crazy question they will think of next, which doesn't solve the security problem as simply and securely as this does. Also, Finger Scanner unlocks private mode, where images, videos, and other types of files are kept secured, because only your fingerprint will unlock them. When I travel, for example, I like to keep a copy of my passport with me, just in case. Now, I can carry it in my Galaxy S5 in a secure way, because I know I can only access it in private mode with this. That's for the security of my data. Now, what about the security of my kids when they play with my phone? And for that matter, the security of my phone where they play with it. This next feature is perfect when sharing your smartphone with the little members of the family. With Kids Mode, I can, with only one click, make my phone kid-friendly and provide them with a number of fun pre-installed applications and design and designate other apps, including games and videos, that my wife and I feel are right for them. Well, make my phone kid-friendly and provide them with a number of fun pre-installed applications and design and designate other apps, including games and videos, that my wife and I feel are right for them. Well, these are some examples of how your life will be powered by the Galaxy S5. But talking about lifestyle, David, why don't you come back on stage and tell us a bit more about the #1 priority for a fantastic lifestyle?
We kept what was successful about Gear 1, we fixed customer pain points, and then we added exciting new features that define the world of wearing your innovation. So let's focus on 5 key areas and start with #1, wearing your innovation. So let's focus on 5 key areas. made with simplicity and chic in mind. And the results are both beautiful and functional. We move the camera, the speaker, and the mic onto the bezel. And why is that relevant to you? Because without wiring in the strap, you can swap them out. So at any time, place, or occasion, Gear 2 can reflect your personal style, from lifting weights to lifting wine glasses. The strap comes standard in 3 colors: black, brown, and orange, and designer versions are also available. And did you notice this? So we added a home button, like the ones that we have on our smartphones. So whatever app you're using, you can always return to the home menu just by pressing this button, and you don't have to flick all the way back. And the entire UX is an evolution over the original, with the freedom to choose from different themes and application settings. We have more watch face options, and you can set an image or different color for the background, and you can even change the font. And with instant notifications, you get the information you need. You get calls, messages, schedules, and application alerts. Plus, you get your heart rate. And working out while listening to music, that's a must. But finding a place to put your phone, whether it's your pocket or strapped to your arm or inside that cup holder on the treadmill, that's a pain. But with 4 gigabytes of memory, the Gear 2 is also a standalone music player. So you just transfer your playlist onto your Gear 2, you leave your phone behind, and you get to free your workout. It's good stuff. The second is extended ecosystem. So Gear 2 was developed as part of our long-term vision for an ecosystem of devices to enhance the lives of our users. The Gear 2 can independently connect to and control your television via watch on remote because it has its own infrared LED. There are also many more apps designed for the Gear series. They focus on health and fitness, lifestyle, social, commerce, and entertainment. And to expand overall functionality, we're releasing Gear 2's SDK so developers from around the world can easily create exciting new apps. Number three is more choices. Gear 2 also comes in a range of options. With regard to compatibility, Gear 1 and Note 3 were a great match. But with Gear 2, you'll be able to sync with 17 Galaxy devices. Number 4 is enhanced battery. Gear 2 has a longer battery life, lasting up to 3 days. And that's 3 times longer than our first Gear. It's water and dust resistant. Gear 2's ingress protection rating is 67. So rainstorm to dust storm, you're protected. Now people want an all-in-one wearable like Gear 2. But sometimes they need an even lighter option. Functional like the Gear, portable like a fitness band, and stylish. Take a look at the perfect fit. Gear Fit redefines the category. It's not like any health band out there. This is the world's first curved Super AMOLED touchscreen display on a wearable device. It's definitely a beautiful look, born from amazing technology. Built for lightweight flexibility, the Gear Fit weighs in at 27 grams. And with the same freedom of self-expression that comes with the Gear 2, you can swap out the straps. So ultimately, you get to cater to your tastes, and standard colors come in black, gray, and orange, plus designer choices as well. The straps are also hypoallergenic. And what elevates the Gear Fit into a whole new category is that you can stay up to date with instant notifications on your Gear Fit as well. You can also interact with your Galaxy device, such as rejecting a call, controlling the alarm, and using quick message reply. And these things are impossible with other fitness bands. And you'll be happy to know Gear Fit is compatible with 20 Galaxy devices. Most importantly, Gear 2 and Gear Fit have a built-in heart rate sensor, so you know how your body is reacting to a workout. By tracking your heart rate, the fitness manager will tell you to slow down or speed up if there's a sense that you're slacking off. Even your day-to-day activity, measured by the built-in pedometer on Gear 2 and Gear Fit, keep track of how far you've walked that day or that week. So Gear 2 and Gear Fit, quite a team. Now, since all gears interact with the S5, it's important to note that your fitness and health data is tracked and analyzed on the S5 with the all-new S-Health, our all-in-one fitness management solution. Additionally, data on exercise, nutrition, and weight can be included manually for even more accurate analysis of your health. Galaxy S5 comes with built-in support for ANT+, so it can communicate with various sports and fitness-related accessories for more intensive fitness monitoring. As part of S-Health, you can download an app called Coach, which gives you personalized tips and recommendations for reaching your fitness goals in these 5 areas: exercise, food, sleep, stress, and weight. Now, can we please get the camera to zoom in on this? Now, you might think that this right here is a flash for the camera, but it's not. This is the world's first smartphone equipped with a heart rate sensor. Through the red light, it reads your heart rate, and this is the centerpiece of the new S-Health. So better design, an overall focus on fitness and health, resistance to the elements, a cool new curve, interaction across devices, and the world's first HR sensor in a smartphone, all supported by a coach who won't give up on you. We've worked out the workout, ladies and gentlemen. Now that's fitness. And of course, we'll have a great lineup of cover selections and wireless charging options. And if you enjoy listening to music, you'll love our new Samsung Sound premium headphones. Our Knox upgrade supports profiles for work and personal use, and access to Google mobile services such as Maps and Gmail. We'll be sharing more about Knox at the Samsung Enterprise mobility media event happening tomorrow. Samsung Galaxy Gifts are free rewards from top content and service brands that make your Galaxy S5 experience even more enjoyable and productive. So everyone, tonight we discovered the big 5 that empower you and matter most. 1, style with a modern glam look. 2, better pictures with a great camera. 3, more time to live life with the fastest network. 4, a device protected for your lifestyle. And 5, proactive health so you can stay fit. Everyone, it's been a pleasure to introduce you our new family of devices. I hope that you've enjoyed.
Thank you, David. The Galaxy S5, the Gear 2, and the Gear Fit. These devices are Samsung's commitment and vision to create experiences that matter the most to us all. On April 11th, we will release these incredible devices in nearly 150 countries. This is how we enter the new world together, embracing change and enabling it. Our curiosity will only grow as we continue to push our boundaries to meet the needs of customers around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining us tonight. It's been a pleasure.
JD, Barcelona, the world, till next time.
All right, everybody. Brian Tong here, back in the studio with Donald Bell and Stephen Beecham. Sarah has left to do real work while we hold down the fort here. But there you go. Samsung's announcements, really 3 big products, the Galaxy S5. We also have the Gear Watches, the Gear 2, and the Gear Neo, and then the Gear Fit.
Yes, I think, Brian, we are doing the real work here because what we're going to do is really a present for the entire Android community, the grief counseling.
No!
Because that was just not, that was not what people were hoping for. That was not the wow that people were really building this thing up to be.
I'm going to agree with you on that point, at least in regards to the S5, but I think the coolest product there was the Fit. Now, I'm still disappointed a little bit about the Fit, and I'll talk about that a little later, but I do think the Fit was the coolest product there.
Is it? Sorry,
that was the.
Is that the Neo or the Fit, or that was the same thing, or no? There's a couple. But they said to commit to one smart wearable design. There's too many.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So the Gear 2 is the one that still looks like the Gear Watch.
Right.
The Gear Neo still looks like the Gear Watch, but doesn't have a camera.
Okay.
The Gear Fit is that wristband.
Yeah, but actually
design.
the one that they should have just settled on because it's the only one that looks cool.
Yeah. So
Yeah, okay.
we're gonna talk about more about this. We want you guys to call in and talk about your impressions. Were you impressed? Were you let down? What did you like? What didn't you like? All you guys got to do is call us at 1-888-900-CNET. That's 2638. We'll stick around for about half an hour or so and just kind of talk about all those things. Now, some of you might have left because we pretty much posted all of the products
Right.
that they were going to announce during that beautiful orchestra segment.
As Samsung started like 15 minutes late, the NDA had already broken on the product review, so everyone knew everything before they was announced. Okay, but yeah, I'm glad we our crack team of reporters there had all the details up, and our editors had a thorough hands-on already.
That is correct, and you guys can check out all those links. Now, while we get this set up, and we'll give you guys a couple minutes to call into our phone lines, what you did allude to the fact that you were a little disappointed, or at least some Android fans might be. What stuck out to you, and why would they be disappointed?
It didn't seem much change from the S4. There wasn't a lot that was being talked about. The excuse they were giving out was more that they were not doing technology for technology's sake. They were really focused on
experience.
what their customers were asking for, and refining the experience and trying to make it more rewarding, easier to use, all that stuff. So there's just all these kind of little iterative things: better camera sensor, slightly bigger screen, I guess. New finish on the back, faster. There was like the kind of a few little interesting things like the super download speed thing, where it could combine the LTE and the Wi-Fi to kind of
get
faster packets through the phone to really optimize the downloads. That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
it did have the fingerprint sensor.
Yeah, I see it. That's what I agree. Here's the thing: maybe in the totality of it all, if you are a Samsung user, you might actually really like this, because if I was in the standpoint of, okay, if I buy this phone, I'm going to get a fingerprint scanner, which I like, and they did announce that they will be plugged into PayPal, so we'll see how that partnership evolves over time. Again, when we alluded to the whole mobile payment system, they did get water resistant and dust resistant, not proof, because you can't submerge in water per se, but at least it is resistant if you're, they said, oh, you're a bike messenger and it's raining and this is your lifestyle.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it can do that. I think what Samsung does, and this kind of is frustrating, when you're like, why, is they threw in the whole, this is a phone with the first heart rate sensor. Okay.
They were really pushing the health thing, both with the wearables and with the phone. Yeah.
And they showed it on the phone, and the guy put his finger over the heart rate sensor, and that was it.
Right.
And I know that they're going to, they're just like saying, hey, look, we're the first ones to have this. But I'm just wondering, from the people that are watching, and you guys can hashtag us at CNET Live, is a heart rate sensor on your phone and applied in that way where you just touch it on the backside, does that do anything for you? Do you like that? Do you not care? Whether you're a Samsung fan or not, like, I don't.
If they had called it a lie detector, maybe if it was like a lie detection sensor, that would have been the thing. It's like you could use that in so many scenarios. But heart rate, how often are you going to be checking your heart rate on the back of the phone?
On the back of your phone,
or unless it was specifically geared towards seniors.
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably a phone that's perfect for that, but I don't think it's on your flagship phone that's supposed to be the cutting edge of Android.
Yeah, let's just get, if you guys can take my screen, Stephen, for a moment, just to get a few of the comments here that people are talking about. Katrina Hop, I hope I'm saying that name right, Hoppy, April 11th, Samsung, sad face, need it now. So she is feeling what she saw. April 11th is when they're going to be releasing these products, so she's feeling that. Okay, I'm not going to try and destroy your name. Abu Bakar Chowdhury, S5 is this disappointment. New earphones are amazing. Those are the ones that I'll be waiting for. New Logic says they're pushing the watch and wristband. The audience does not seem too impressed. I agree. Now, when I saw those announcements, and we're going to jump to the phone lines in a second because you guys have filled us up now. I thought that if Samsung wanted to be looking more forward, that fit should have been the smartwatch.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that also is we alluded to the fact earlier before the show how Samsung kind of makes decisions at the top corporate level. And I have sources, people that worked directly on that project, the industrial design and the UI, and they said it was pitched with a UI and design as the next smartwatch.
Right.
But Samsung decided to go with, it's okay they went with Tizen because that's the transition, and probably that might have dictated some of that, and we'll talk about Tizen. But man, that design, it looks hot. It could be the next smartwatch. It does everything that the smartwatch, the Gear family does. It has the fitness sensors. Why not, instead of 5 months later, release a watch that looks just like the Galaxy Gear?
But you know why. It's
why?
Because no one is successfully making millions of dollars on a smartwatch right now.
You're right.
Everything is being couched as a fitness tracker, and that's what's moving things like the Fuel Bands and the Fitbits.
But can it be, if it can do why can't it just, I guess I'm saying, why can't that design be
everything? It tells you the time. There's a clock on it.
Yeah, it does. And the thing is, I'm not the type of person that wants to talk into my wrist.
Yeah.
I think one thing about the UI that I'm curious to see is that from a use standpoint, if it's a horizontal band,
Yeah.
the UI that they showed only works horizontally, right? But when I look at my watch, I'm looking at it vertically.
Yeah.
So is there going to be a vertical orientation of
Just
that?
buy one and call it a smartwatch. No one's going to argue with you.
I thought that was the coolest product there, though.
Yeah.
Honestly, of the whole, I just think that they could have, to kind of, I guess, make me feel like super excited about it, instead of just relegating that to a fitness band. That should have been the smartwatch.
Do we still have an idea of like what the battery life is on that? Because the big catch when we saw the Galaxy Gear last year, the big catches on that were
look at that thing.
The size.
Look
It still looks pretty bulky though. I mean, for what it is.
Bulky, definitely.
And the Gear watch did not look bulky.
No, it did. That's what I'm saying. That was a hitch on the Gear. It was too bulky. It was too expensive, and you had to charge it every day.
Yeah.
Now, if it's still the same scenario but a little bit prettier, I'm not gonna buy one.
Well, the reports are that with Samsung switching over to the Tizen operating system, that is their in-house OS, that these watches are going to have battery life ranging from 2 to 3 days. Some people are reporting 3 to 4 days, which is actually really important.
Yeah.
That's a big jump. But look, I don't use my watch. I would swipe it like right. Do you see what I'm saying, Steven?
Yeah, totally.
Right?
It's very uncomfortable. You have to be like
you have to-
this.
yeah,
right?
that's what I'm
You have
saying.
your wrist up. It's very
You gotta be
uncomfortable like
driving.
that, yeah.
Someone's gonna be like, "Are you air driving?"
I can't believe
No,
I'm in the
using my
same
feet.
room with two 30-year-olds who have watches. Like that.
Hey, it's gonna take a lot for me to even buy a watch,
Yeah.
whether it's an Apple iWatch or a fitness band. I've used fitness bands after a while. It's cool for the first 2 weeks to see your metrics,
Yeah.
but then you don't care. It's like, oh, yesterday I walked 100 more steps than I normally do because I walked to the shop. There's a point where it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay, should we talk to people? Should we
Yes,
stop talking?
we got to help people through their feelings here.
Okay.
That's what
Maybe-
that's the important part of this whole show.
Maybe I'm venting to you right now.
It's all right. I'm here
I think
for you.
You're my shrink
Yeah,
right
tell
now.
tell me about your mother.
I don't want to talk about that right now. I love my mother dearly. She's amazing. Hi, Ma.
Well, I just
wanted to let it
sidetracked the
sink
whole
in.
show. I'm
I wanted
sorry.
to- I wanted to sink in just in case Ma
Yeah.
was like waiting
Yeah.
to start the stream up. You got to give her that extra second. Okay, let's go hit up Don from Oakland. Don's been waiting patiently. Don, what were your thoughts about what you saw today? How you doing, man?
Good. Is Brian on?
Yeah, I hope so.
Oh, well, I'm hearing this. Let me turn off the audio.
Yeah. So here's the tip. Here's the power tip for everyone that's on the phone that wants to call in. You'll unfortunately have to turn down the volume of your computer or speaker or whatever
I'm
you're
trying.
watching,
Yeah.
and then we'll be
My
good.
phone, I just had to kill it. It wasn't good. The web browser wasn't working. Whatever. So it's working. Okay.
So what's up, Don? How can we help you out, man? Thanks for joining
Okay,
us.
listen. Couple thoughts here. First of all, I agree with you about the Gear Fit. That looks like an awesome product, and that looks like something that's a whole new market segment. It seems to drive a lot better, I think, with what people want and things like that. So that's something I'm really interested in. The one thing that Henry Ford said, many years ago is that if he did what his customers asked for, he would have offered faster horses. And how that connects to what Samsung was saying is basically that we're listening to our customers. That's kind of like saying we're not really innovating in a way like Apple might have done. Because Steve Jobs would say things like,
Screw the customer. We're going to make what we want to make.
want.
Yeah, I understand what you're getting at. Absolutely, I think that's you're onto something, which is kind of a safety message to put out there that we've been listening to customers and we're focused more on what the customers are asking for. It's like, no, come on, tell us what we want.
That's the hard, and that's the hardest thing about right. And like Don's alluding to, being innovative, being a leader of innovation, like basically telling people or being able to foresee that someone's going to really like this.
Yeah, I feel like this entire
so hard.
The past year has all just been about just show us something cool. There's a lot of the great stuff out there, but it's all the designs and all the different models have just been these slow iterations, and we just want the big new wow thing. And I feel like
Steve
smartphones
Jobs-
haven't been there.
Steve Jobs always worked like an art director. He was a person that basically said he ultimately made the decision. He had a vision of what he wanted. He was creative, and he put technologies together. He never, when the laser printer was created, he didn't invent it. He just put the technologies together, and that's what he did with the iPhone 4S, or the iPhone 4, I mean.
Yeah.
Things like that. And that's really where I think magic happens. In these kinds of scenarios now, post Steve Jobs, and you look at the Samsung thing, 15 minutes of music does not cover a damn thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't fix anything. You
That
know?
said, Apple has a lot to prove this year too.
I honestly, I was kind of captured by it. I'm just kidding.
Unless it's like Daft Punk or Hans Zimmer playing or something, but it wasn't. So it was sort of you knew they were kind of like buttering you up or something. And it was like sitting through a graduation more than anything.
Hey Don, can I ask you? Obviously, you're well versed in the Steve Jobs Apple world. Are you more of an Apple, so to speak, fanboy or Android guy, or you're kind of leaning on, you're just a technology guy, but you're leaning on kind of some of those stories from the Apple side?
Well, I use Apple products. There's something that I have to use Apple for, like for my pad, because I fly. I'm a student pilot, so I have to use the apps like ForeFlight, on my iPad, and that works great. But the thing about it is that I think there's a growing resentment against Apple. So the market's always about alternatives, and so one of the things I'm thinking about is, you look at that beautiful Galaxy Note Pro at CES and you think, but it's a big move to just get rid of all your contacts and your iTunes library and your all of the things that you have, that you're so embedded with in your iPhone. But at the same time, it only sort of builds up resentment in being stuck in that world.
Yeah,
and the market's
absolutely.
always about alternatives,
Absolutely.
So I look at the Z2, for example, and go, this is interesting. And, people only hold on to their phones. At least I only hold on to mine for about a year. So, Apple is as good as what it is today, And in 3 years, we don't know what could happen if they don't start offering something more than 8 megapixels for their phone, for their camera.
Their cameras are still pretty darn good, though. I gotta, megapixels or not.
Well, they're beautiful.
Pretty
they're
darn
beautiful,
good.
but my point is that they could do so much better with what they have, and they don't try. The iPhone 4 was a very different product from the iPhone 3S because they really wanted to make this thing crazy good. And, now it's more about just trying to hold on to sort of posturing and it's very controlled messaging, and it's not necessarily coming from the heart like it used to.
Yeah. Hey, Don, thanks so much for calling. We really appreciate that. Don had a lot of good points. I could tell he's super emotionally, connected to just give me the newest, latest, hottest thing. And we'll see what Apple does, in a few months. We'll see if they deliver on something that, whether you're a technologist or just an Apple fan or an Android fan, if they're going to show us something that can change things or not. We'll see. Okay, now we tried to get this lined up, but we're going to give this to you guys right now. Our editor-in-chief, Lindsay Turrentine, she is here with us. Lindsay, can you hear me this time?
I can hear
yes.
you.
Yay.
Yes. Ciao. So, Lindsay, you were on site at the event. Can you kind of tell us, now that it's been over, the overall feeling amongst the press and maybe even amongst the crowd there? What is that overall feeling coming out of the Samsung event?
Well, I think the press spent so much longer in line than it actually did in the presentation itself. But the feeling of the press is sort of relief that we got through it. The feeling among the crowd members, I think, like, well, there it was. There it is. That's that. Mm-hmm. It was really, really short for one of these events. A very straightforward, a simple presentation of what we were doing, and then that's about it. Then they opened up the room for people to go try the products, and everybody's just sort of milling around, and there's a party upstairs.
Now, Lindsay, for you, obviously, as our editor-in-chief, she covers a lot of stuff, but also she's behind CNET 100, one of the kind of the cool things where we list the hottest gadgets based on traffic, buzz, and whatnot. Of those 3 products that you saw there, or I guess you could say 4, but really we're talking about the S5, the Gear Watch, and the Gear Fit, which product stuck out the most to you?
Well, I think that the S5 is the most anticipated product for sure. It's a flagship phone. A lot of people buy this phone, and there wasn't any pricing conversation today, but there's a chance that the price could come down a little bit because Samsung didn't do a full metal body design and really sort of make it that much more glamorous. I think that phone is still really going to get the most attention. The Gear Fit was really interesting. It was the prettiest thing that they showed off. I think that got some attention from the crowd because it was different and new. It's a totally new product, and everybody always likes to see a new product.
Yeah.
So I think that a lot of people will talk about it, but it's a very crowded field, and it does set itself apart with the LCD screen. We'll see. I think, you can't beat a smartphone for attention, though.
Yeah, definitely. And anything else?
I don't know, Lindsay, what else are you going to at Mobile World Congress that you think CNET listeners here should be paying attention to?
Well, the first we've blown through a lot of interesting stuff, but if you didn't hear about the Nokia phones today that are running Android, you should check that out. It's a totally unconventional version of Android that Nokia has refashioned to make a certain set of its mid-range phones cheaper. That was really interesting. We learned some interesting stuff about the Black phone, which is a high-security phone today. That's an interesting thing. It's made by a company called Geeks Phone. We saw some really strange stuff from Huawei, including a fitness band that is also a Bluetooth speaker with a tiny little earpiece that you can take out and hold up to your head like a Zoolander phone.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's something cool.
Yeah, the people that haven't seen that, if you look on our site, you can actually pull out what would appear to just be the screen, and it's a module that becomes that speaker. It's crazy. Yeah. It's called a talk band, right? Is that what it was called?
Yes. It's called
that's
the talk
right.
band.
It is a talk band.
But hey, why not? Let's try it. This is like that moment when they're just like wearable tech. Everybody's going to try everything. We're going to see how it shakes out.
And then, Lindsay, one more question before we wrap up. You're at Mobile World Congress. Before we even started this show, we felt, and you can probably feel it, the announcements coming out of Mobile World Congress are just so much more significant than what we saw overall at CES. Is that shift here to stay?
Yeah, I think that it is, unless CES refashions itself to include more actual product announcements. That's the difference here. Mobile World Congress is full of announcements of products that people will be able to buy.
Right.
And this year's CES was so much more conceptual. So I think until the sort of connected home catches up with mobile as something that people actually are making purchase decisions about, it's Mobile World Congress is going to continue to hold on to some of that buzz for people who are interested in gadgets.
All right, Lindsay, thank you so much for calling in. Enjoy the rest of your time out there. Continue to hustle and get all those great stories out for us. We appreciate it, all right?
Thanks, guys. That was fun.
All right, cool. There you go. Lindsay Turntine, editor-in-chief here at CNET, the red ball, the big machine.
Survived the crunch of the crowd waiting to get into that press conference.
I forgot. Yeah, I mean, we showed her picture. It was a zoo.
It must have felt like just otherworldly to just live in that hell of just waiting to get in and then come in, and then it's Tesh or something like the orchestra just playing for what seemed like 20 minutes.
They were trying to butter him up. It was almost 20 minutes. Okay, we're gonna hit the phones and get through mind games. Let's go with Troy from Orlando. Troy, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm here. How you doing?
Good. Welcome to CNET Live. What did you want to talk about?
Well, Brian, I'm actually going to comment about the keynote we just saw. I kind of was disappointed in a way because I figured that the new Galaxy 5 would have not only a different style, I guess, but it wasn't really as they built it up to be. Like the leaks that they showed online, what they thought that the design was going to have, maybe, I don't know, that's what I heard, a curved screen, and so I'm a little bit disappointed. And I'm an Apple guy, so I wanted to see what was out there just in case if I wanted to renew my contract and go with Samsung, but wasn't really impressed. The only thing that really impressed me, though, was what you said earlier, was the fit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that seemed to be the only thing that really impressed me because of the screen size and everything, but I'm just waiting right now to see what Apple's going to and see what they come up with the 6.
Yeah, well,
definitely.
I think it's also going to be interesting to see just what happens in the Android world with other phones, because the S series of S phones have dominated for Android for so long now. Maybe this could be a year where if Samsung's taking a step back, maybe HTC could show off something really cool. Maybe it's going to be another Nexus phone that's going to come in and really wow people. But it seems like Samsung's kind of, no pun intended, phoning it in.
Come on!
S5.
Did you really do that?
I did that right there.
I love you. I love you. That is horrible, but I love it.
It's true, though.
Hey, guys, can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up?
I want to give you guys a shout-out. I love both your shows. I love the top 5, and I'm a big Apple Biter fan.
Thanks,
hey, feeling it, bro.
If this is what Samsung's putting out now, like I said, once again, I want to see which step the Apple's going to take and go from there.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for calling, Troy. I really appreciate it, man. I think that he has a good point also when you talk about HTC. HTC decided not to do any announcements here at Mobile World Congress. They're going to have their own event on March 25th. That will be in New York and London.
And that's already a big indication that they've got something big to show off.
Yeah.
And reverse, the fact that Samsung did their announcement here and not have their own separate event outside of Mobile World Congress, I think shows already, as we've seen, that it's not earth-shattering news what we're seeing from the
No,
S5.
that's a really good point, because in the past, typically when it's their own standalone event outside of Mobile World Congress, and at the same time, I think maybe Samsung saying we're going to do this event at Mobile World Congress scared a few of the other vendors from just launching their stuff at the same time.
Yeah.
Like HTC would have typically announced it at Mobile World Congress, but or at least something, but they're going to do it on their own event. I think that ACC does have an opportunity, but again, they have to fight the marketing muscle machine of Samsung. Because in the tech world, we know all these different phones, but when I talk to like a general consumer, pretty much they're thinking Samsung phone, or like the very general consumer, like my mom, Samsung phone or iPhone.
Samsung's done a very good job of convincing people that they are
Exactly.
Android phone. Like that, the distinction between an Android phone and a Samsung phone is negligible. That's if you're buying Android, you're buying Samsung.
And that's hurt HTC. The Nexus phone is, pure Android. It's amazing, but they just don't have the marketing muscle behind that to make it a super popular phone. But HTC also is going to get into the smartwatch wearables. They said that they would have something out by December this year.
Yeah.
So we'll see if we see anything like that on March 25th. Okay, we will continue to pound through the phone lines. It's 12:22. I think we'll just try and pound through the rest of these, right?
Yeah.
Let's give it a go.
We got healing to do.
Hey, are you all right over there, Steven? I'm good. 2.5 months. Steven is running the show like a pro, as always.
Man.
I would not expect anything less. Are you bored yet,
fun.
Steve? Or are you doing
I'm not
all right?
bored. I'm not
You're
bored.
good?
It's fun,
Okay.
man.
You know what? Before we get the phone lines, got to show some Twitter love to people, right? Because we keep on asking them to tell us what do they think. So here we go. If you hashtag us with CNET Live and just kind of give us your impressions. I haven't even read any of these. We're just going to go through them. Bennett Adu says, Samsung being all, we don't want to make tech just for the sake of it. Pff, that's what people love about you. Bragging rights. Okay, someone disappointed.
Well, I would say that little heart rate feature thing was, kind of them doing technology for the sake of it. The world's first heart rate monitor on the back of a phone that no one's going to use.
If you're going to announce a feature that is the first time on your phone, you've got to give me a reason and show why it's cool.
Yeah.
Like, that completely kills... not even that I would use it, but you can't just dismiss it. It was talked about for like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he said it was like one of the main features of the phone.
That's what I'm saying.
So I don't understand why you glossed over it.
We do like short keynotes that are quick to the point, and that was actually from a duration standpoint.
Yeah, there's no skits, no tap dancing kids.
No Broadway. No women drinking wine and taking pictures of each other and just being silly. But who knows? Okay, continuing on a few more of these tweets. Michael Rax, these tech firms have hit an innovation ceiling from Samsung to Apple. They're out of ideas and are pushing features no one wants.
Yeah.
I think that whole... I'm in that same boat. The whole health fitness feature, like really trying to make this a compelling reason of this is the new stuff that your devices can do. I play basketball, I work out. I still don't really care about that.
Well, I think, and Lindsay talked about this too, like the fact that the biggest interesting stories that came out of CES were about the connected home, and about products that aren't here yet.
Yeah.
And trends that aren't really connected, like all the parts of it haven't been connected yet, of how to get your smart thermostat to talk to your smart light switch and all that stuff to actually work together. But the fact that Google is buying companies like Nest is a big indication of where they're seeing like areas of growth, because the joke has been for years now that there's like no such thing as like a feature phone anymore. You're going in to buy a phone, it's a smartphone, and everyone's got a smartphone now. And once we've reached that state and everyone's picked their side,
which they almost have, really.
We've figured out all the different ways to pack every single feature you could possibly want and more into a phone. It's now time for us to focus attention on something else.
And you know what that is? A heart rate sensor.
That's it.
That is money.
We got to get this nation fit.
This is my heart rate sensor right here, baby. Killer. Okay, I'm going to stop that.
The heart rate sensor would be cool if it was like a little EKG thing on the screen going beep, beep. Like, I'd look at that for a while.
Beep, 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 beep. I'm going to go you want to try that out, Donald?
What, the heart rate sensor?
Yeah.
Or that particular move right there?
That specific
no,
move.
I would throw my back out just attempting that. That'd make for good video, but I'm not going to do it.
All right, we're going to go hit the phone lines. Marvin from Miami. What's up, Marvin?
Hey, what's up, Brian? What's up? I'm cool.
All right. What's thanks for calling in and hanging out with us. Love to hear your thoughts. You wanted to talk about the Gear Fit?
Well, yeah. I'm listening to your conversation. I'll add a couple of things, but I think the Gear Fit, I think I'm looking at the number of devices that they launched, and I think, like, concurring with what you guys are saying, the Gear Fit is the most interesting to me. mainly I think because it's something new, but like the size and everything is pretty cool. One of the questions I would like to ask, I mean, would you look at it like, I'm thinking, what is the point of having all of those different devices, and do you think it is something that's really important that a company tries to, I guess, bomb the market, or would it have been better if they had just said, hey, we have a really cool smartwatch, and it works as a fitness device, and it has a touch screen and everything, and then we can just say wow to that one device. What do you guys think about that?
I am feeling you on that. I think, though, historically, when you look at Samsung as a company, we kind of I like to call them kind of like the spaghetti stick on the wall company. When they released their first batch of phones, before the Galaxy ever became a popular phone, and they had the S2,
right?
They had like 5 or 6 phones.
Well, they still do. I mean,
you're right.
That's what Samsung in the industry. I mean, that's what they are. They're like, you could stock your entire carrier store with only Samsung phones and
Samsung
still
phones,
have
right.
more that we could provide you. It could be Windows Phone. It could be an Android phone. It could be some flip phone. It could be anything. They still do this what I call the scattershot approach. But now they do it with a flagship phone, and then they scatter out all the other, little knockoff and watered down phones or bizarre, ultra megapixel camera, enabled phones.
Right.
It's just the way culturally their company has always run, though.
Right.
And so, you're right. Wouldn't it be nice for them just to give you one device and say this is what we're rolling with? But they've never done that before. They've never done that.
It's kind of hard as a user to kind of see all of this stuff and then say, okay, I'm going to go into a store, I'm going to see a Samsung device. I don't think I'm going to get all 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Most people are going to focus in on one thing,
I think one other aspect is that Samsung, they really do have so much, not only marketing muscle, but money behind it. They're not worried about that.
Yeah.
Like they will make, how many different tablet sizes do they have? I can't even count right now, but that's what they've always done.
And now they've got the Pro versions too.
Yeah.
we've got the 8 and we've got the 8 Pro. Which one are you going to do?
And it has, though, served them well because a specific model will rise to the top, and then they will put more muscle behind it while still pushing them. And that's what happened with the Galaxy line. So that became their phone, and it became kind of the phone that's one of those faces of Android phones.
It's just, in some sense, it's capitalism taken out to its logical conclusion, right? It's like we're a country where we walk down an aisle of cereal choices, and we fully expect that there's going to be 100 different kinds of cereal out there for us to choose from. It's kind of weird that something like the iPhone can be successful and Apple can make essentially one phone, and then they're one plastic version of that one phone
that they're probably not going to make anymore.
And people will rally behind the fact that there isn't choice, that they've invested everything into having just one solid option that they can stand behind. But for the most part, that's not how your technology choices or your choices in any part of capitalist life work.
Right.
Options are supposed to be the great liberating thing that make the world spin.
But still, options that matter, right? I mean, I'm with Brian. He's talking about playing basketball, and I mean, I play tennis, and I'm not seeing any situation where I would have my phone to check my heart rate.
What are you talking about? That's what they want you to do.
I'm training or playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. I totally feel you on that, and we'll see how that feature plays out. Again, they didn't tell a good story. When you release a feature like that, and it's the world's first, you need to tell some sort of a story to make us at least be like, okay, I get it.
Well,
a little
bit. it does disservice to the fact that they're also trying to have you buy this wearable technology that does the same thing kind of better without you having to actually put your thumb on it or flip the phone over. It's like, just have us have to buy the wearable tech in order to get that feature instead of also including it on your phone.
So Marvin, thanks so much for calling. We appreciate it, brother. That was fun.
Hey man, have a good one.
All right, you too. You know what Samsung should really do to try and shake it up? They should, because people, not that I'm going to buy one yet, but they should make an app that's compatible on iOS for their fitness devices.
Yeah.
They won't. At least their Gear watches and their Fit, like we were talking about during the show, are compatible with 17 to 20 devices instead of one.
Yeah. I think as part of your throwing the spaghetti at the wall theory, they just need to branch out into more wearables.
More spaghetti?
Yeah, more spaghetti. I want a smart belt, maybe some smart socks. Maybe my shoelaces could be smart.
Well, I wouldn't mind a smart belt with a heart rate sensor on it, if you know what I'm talking about.
They came out with 3 wearable devices, and they all go on your wrist. Let's branch out. Tie. Your tie looks great, but what would be even better? Smart tie.
It'd be better? A smart belt with a heart rate sensor. Okay. That is stupid. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Accelerometer.
Whoa! You okay, Beecham?
Welcome back, Beecham.
All right, here we go. Let's go to Anthony in Clearfield. Anthony, what's up? Oh, so let me get him. Anthony, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Doing good. Thanks for calling in. What do you want to talk about today?
Oh, it's just about the conference in general. I mean, like you guys said, that it wasn't really that impressive about what they've done. But in my opinion, I think it's better this way because in the past few phones, like the Galaxy S3 and the Galaxy S4, they showed off a billion different features that you could do, but barely anybody ever used them. So they kept it short, simple, and I thought it was for the better.
Yeah.
Excellent. Was there any product that stuck out to you in your mind that you saw that you personally liked?
I would say I think the Galaxy Fit is actually kind of interesting because of the curved display.
Yeah.
And I think it pays to be experimental like Samsung's been doing, because I mean they've sold billions and billions of devices, not only smartphones but televisions, even microwaves. So they have all this revenue. So if something decides to fail on them, then they're not going to lose anything that major because they have so much revenue in stock, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I also am reminded of the fact that there's probably another Note announcement eventually. Maybe they could put more interesting stuff in a Note 4, and that will.
Well, I know what they're going to go.
Wow
They're going to put in a heart rate sensor. That's pretty.
Spoiler alert!
Just want to let you guys know it might have a perforated leather gold color, just to let you know.
Maybe that'll be the one that'll have the iris scanner. Because there's more space for hardware in it.
Maybe they could. Speaking of hardware, maybe they could attach it to a belt. Smart belt.
I'm so glad I got you sold on this. I wasn't sure if I was going to get Brian Tong's buy-in.
I don't know.
Smart tie.
I'm down with that. I'm so down. Okay, thanks for calling, man. Let's do this. Since we're gonna close off our phone lines, we're just gonna as we go through these last calls, we will lock them down. So I'm sorry, you guys. Thanks so much for calling. We just want to get through, have a little more fun, but we actually have work to do too. Believe it or not, we're getting paid to do this. And I appreciate that.
It's amazing.
It is amazing. Seriously, right?
There's not a baby screaming at you right now. It's great.
I'm talking about a heart rate sensor on my belt. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. Okay, here we go. Mario from London. What's up, Mario?
Hi, I'm fine. Yourself?
Good. Thanks for calling in for CNET Live. What do you want to talk about today?
I was wondering whether I could get your comments on how you saw the Sony products, like the Z2, and how it compares with the Samsung S5 announcement. I think that Sony is really stepping up the game, to be honest, with the new phones. And it seems to me that Sony hasn't got the same market share or footprint it has in the like it has in in Europe. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it looks like Sony is doing a good job, and at the moment, it looks like Samsung is kind of following. I believe that Sony comes out as more innovative at the moment with these products.
Yeah, well, just to jump on for people that aren't familiar with what happened with Sony's events, kind of the two big products that they released were the Sony Xperia Z2, a waterproof phone, but also the big thing about it is it shoots 4K video as well. If you're familiar with the Z line, I think the Android OS that they've brought to the table with that, really clean, really nice. But here in the U.S., they've still had difficulty locking down deals to get that phone on a contract. So at least in the U.S., if you want to get that phone, it'll cost you $600, $700. But overseas is a different story. That's been one of Sony's challenges, at least from a phone side. And the other thing is what we've kind of talked about with Samsung and how their marketing muscle has pushed some of these Android competitors on the side and not brought them to the top of mind share of consumers.
Yeah, I think what a lot of people don't grasp is how much the Samsung S series has hit this tipping point in popular culture now where it's not just Android enthusiasts who are buying them. It's mom and dad, it's everyone, and they see someone else with it, and they see that they're having fun with it. It's not an iPhone. It's got a big screen. They're maybe just buying it because it's a smartphone with a big screen, and it's popular. And it's on every carrier, and that's why I'm buying it. And then there's the other tier of like Android enthusiast phones that are amazing. And you could put the HTC, 1 in that class. You could put the Z2 in that class. You could put any Nexus phone in that class. But they're still not going to, at least yet, reach that same kind of critical mass where people are going to just be buying them because it's a popular phone to buy.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't know how or why phones reach that critical mass, but I know for Samsung, it's pouring money into it, marketing, it's patience, and it's probably some other kind of just market share shenanigans that get all of their phones in carriers. And if you're going to carry this phone, you're going to carry this phone. You're going to put our other phone on the end cap, and we're going to dominate that store as much as we can. It's a tough game. I'm glad I'm not involved in making a smartphone these days.
Yeah, because and thanks for calling in, Mario. I agree. Sony is doing some great things with the products, but it just people's attention can only go in so many different directions.
Yeah, and I mean, just as a company, they don't have the same billions of dollars to dip into just to market their phone. They've got a lot of other things. I think as a company, they've been shrinking in terms of the amount of products they sell and the amount of workforce they've got behind it. So, everyone, let's rally behind the PlayStation 4. Let's hope
let that be the cash cow that drives everything else, right?
Yeah. Because I love Sony for actually pushing things forward with really great tech that really pushes everything, the quality forward.
I think so. Here's the thing, right? So Sony's lost some of their luster of their brand, and some people argue some of their products, are still overpriced for what they are because they're still holding on to that Sony legacy brand name. But when you go to CES, Sony has one of the coolest booths there. They even have an ecosystem where their products talk to each other. They announced also their Life Band. I think it's called their Life Band. Don't quote me if I'm wrong, because there's so many fitness bands out there, but I think it's called the Sony Life Band. They have products that talk to each other and have nice design and are quality products. But again, people don't go, I'm going to the Sony booth. They go, I'm going to go to Samsung. I'm going to go to LG when we go to CES. So
Sony also has I think the problem.
Smart Band. Sorry. I was halfway there.
I don't know if you'd say it's a problem or not, but they deservedly put their products out there as a premium product. Because they are. I mean, the attention to detail and the design and the technology should put them right in line with what Apple is doing in terms of industrial design. But a lot of people will see that, and they're not going to pay $100 premium for the same specs as you might find in the S5 just to have that Sony experience. I think that's part of what's been hurting them.
Absolutely. Okay. What just happened here? I'm sorry. I'm having a little crazy freak out difficulties with my apps here, but okay, let's go and take another call here. This is coming to us, Clifford in San Francisco. Clifford, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
What's up, Cliff?
And hi, Donald.
Hey.
The whole whatever PowerPoint and stuff is pretty disappointing. I thought Samsung would be a little more intuitive about bringing their stuff with the S5. I thought, I was going to actually change my phone from a Note 2 to this phone, and hearing all these features that have, like, the heart rate sensor and all that stuff, I think I might wait for a Note 4. So, seems like, the S5 or the Galaxy line looks like this phone right now looks like not a flagship phone to me. So, it looks like
they really should have. I think I totally get your point. I think they should have called this thing like the Samsung Galaxy 4S. Right,
right.
The 5S, the 4SS, the fourth.
Yeah, or the 4 Neo, whatever you call it.
Right.
The fourth
Galaxy 4
Neo 2 or something like that.
Yeah,
I like the fourth.
So like this, like I was looking forward to the magazine UX, but I think that
everyone's been wanting that.
Yeah.
Everyone's been looking to see how they could integrate that across the board, but we will wait and see.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess I'll just have to wait for the Note 4 now because I think I'm going to pass on the S5 at the moment.
Here's the good news is you get to save some money, right?
I get to save a good $200 or $300 off this phone.
for a couple months.
Right.
for a couple months.
But yeah,
and then
of
there'll be
course.
something. Yeah.
But yeah, I think at this point now, I think there's a good chance for, I would say, the Apple iPhone to really show something, considering that what the S5 just showed today.
Yeah, and Donald alluded to that. We totally agree. Thanks a lot, Clifford, that, this is the year where we pretty much expect Apple to go, pardon my balls to the wall. Am I allowed to say that?
You just did. I think that's fine. Yeah.
Hold on.
You got to Google it.
Like,
is this appropriate?
I just got a message that you cannot say balls to the wall.
All right. Well, we definitely.
But I could say smart belt. Ah!
You can, but you can't make that gesture when you say smart
They can't
belt.
see it. The camera cuts below my waist. They can't
right.
see. They can't see my heart rate sensor.
They know something's going on.
Something's going down. Okay, what's my problem right now?
I don't know. It's okay. We're just loopy from being in the studio for the past 3 hours.
I love it. Okay, we got 3 more calls here. Stuart from Phoenix. Stuart, what's up?
Hello.
Hey, if your volume on your computer is on, you turn it down, then you'll get to talk to us live in living color.
All right. I turned it down right now.
All right, cool. What's up, Stuart?
Hello.
Hi.
What did you think of the S5 announcement?
I thought it was good. I mean, I just had a question about what did you guys think of the camera? Because to me, it kind of sucked. I'm not sure if it was the screen that they were using or anything, but it looked kind of washed out. I'm not really quite sure what I think of the camera.
I think it's going to be, the main thing they touted about the camera was the camera speed.
Yeah.
And that's going to be interesting to see in person, to see if you can really feel it or not. But, when you have these keynotes, you'll never be able to tell what.
That's definitely going to be one of those where we're going to have to get our hands on it to really know for sure.
Yeah, like the quality of it and how it's depicted on the big
screen. It is
screen.
something that I haven't thought about, like, as a spec of, like, the quickness to focus, like the focus speed. And he was talking about that coming down to, like, 0.3 seconds. Hopefully focusing on the right thing, but I think that's useful. I mean, it's tough. I mean, cameras are tough. When we saw this last year, so many phones came out really trying to just make a giant leap in camera technology, and no one was really biting. I mean, people have been trying to solve for making the camera better. I think the industry knows that cameras are one of these things that consumers, customers, real people really want the camera to be great in their smartphone. But it's not going to be a Lumia 1020 41 megapixel camera that makes people go out and buy that phone. Or is it going to be the Samsung Zoom, actual articulating lens on the back of your phone that makes people go crazy? People want a good camera, but like how far do you need to go to make that a better experience?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know.
Okay.
We'll see.
We will see. Thanks for calling in, Stuart. We do have 2 more calls left, but before we want to do that, I wanted to kind of go over some of the polls that we
want
have.
to queue up the symphony, play for your 15 minutes
Can
of
we
the live
do,
symphony.
Honestly, if we could queue up the symphony, we could reenact a Korean soap opera. And if
that's what I came here to do.
If viewers want that, don't hashtag CNET Live. Okay, we got a few of the polls just because we want to let you know what other people are thinking and if you're thinking the same or not. So on my computer screen, I have kind of some of the results of a few more of the polls that were happening during the actual keynote. What do you think of the Gear Fit? 40% of you said, I don't even work out and I want it. That's a good thing. 16% said the Fitbit is still better than this. 44% said forcing health features that I never asked for still isn't working for me. So there's kind of a balance that the technophile loves it, but people that are like, yeah, what's up with this health thing?
Dude,
Like,
one thing I've learned about the CNET audience is if you're going to do any kind of tutorials or breaking news on health and fitness trackers or ways to improve your health,
it's not going to get
the
a lot of
CNET
views.
audience is not into it.
So there's not going to be a top 5 ways to be healthy with technology coming up anytime
it'll be like
soon.
a top 5 ways to live in an adult diaper in front of your TV and not have anyone think any different of you.
Good. Okay, here's the other poll that we have going on. What did you guys think of the new Samsung Galaxy S5? 29% said, I love it. Here's my credit card. 31% of you said, I'll wait for the 6, the iPhone 6. I actually wrote that. Did you think that was clever? Thank you. 39% said, I'm pretty disappointed. I expected more from Samsung. So overall, let's remove all those iPhone people because they don't really necessarily matter.
Okay. Ooh.
More people are leaning. No, in this poll,
What are you
right?
trying to say? Apple
no,
bite?
I'm just saying. I'm not saying you don't matter. You do matter. You matter a lot. My job depends on you.
The Samsung back pedal introduced here. CNET Live.
I'm still pushing for that smart belt. But yeah, the majority of at least the people that responded to the Samsung comments, more people were disappointed than were feeling the Samsung S5.
Yeah.
The sentiment here on CNET.
I think you could have run that same poll though for the announcement of the Apple 5S.
True.
And people would have felt the same way. I expected more from Apple.
You know what?
Tim Cook is doing a horrible job.
I was hyped about the iPhone 5S just because of the fingerprint sensor, and when I actually used it, it delivered on what I thought it would be. I liked it a lot.
I'm just saying, I think in the industry right now, there's just this kind of stalling of people's expectations and what's being actually delivered.
True. And last poll here, the Gear 2, what do you guys think of that? 29% of you said this is the smartwatch they should have started with. Gimme. So 29%. I don't know how many respondents there are, but we'll check that later. 35% said they didn't convince me my Timex watch is smart enough. Are you feeling this whole smartwatch push at all?
I'm telling you, man, we gotta find more other wearable things for me to start buying. And I want my smart socks.
Smart socks. What would those detect? How bad your feet smell?
Dude, I think way more than heart rate. Being able to monitor my daily foot odor it's something I want to be made aware of. If I could get an alert that my feet are starting to stink at this point in the day, and change the socks, that would actually change lives. Well,
my feet smell
save
like
marriages.
Horrible. Ooh. Yeah. Okay, fine, fair enough. My feet smell disturbing after a game after basketball for 2 hours. It's like a mixture of cheese and I don't know what else. You know that cheese. You know that foot cheese smell, right?
I don't know that.
You haven't had foot cheese before?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Oh, man. All right. Some lucky Apple Bite viewer is gonna get a pair of Brian Tong's sweated socks.
No, I don't want to show my. I didn't try to show my kicks. I was trying to show my socks.
No, it's okay. You can do both.
Okay.
It's that point in the show now where you can show off your shoes.
No.
Whatever you got to do.
No. All right. We got 2 more calls left. I don't even know who they are. I'm just gonna take them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll the dice.
What's up? Thanks for calling line 2.
Hey, what's going on? It's Raphael again.
Raphael, you came back for more, didn't you?
Yes, right in the beginning.
So what's up, bro?
Hey, is the band done playing?
No, they're still going.
Come on, man. Oh, here we go.
Oh, God. Oh, great. It's bad enough that they played for 20 minutes, they stopped, and then started another one for another 10 minutes.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Yeah, because we got the signal to throw to the video because they're like the band's quieting down. Okay, it's got to be coming. No, they're back again.
I think they put JK up there just to make the keynote a little bit longer. That was
JK should.
Kind of painful.
Oh man, it was painful. So what's up?
So what gets me about this is how they talk about how we listen to our customers. Do you know anybody who's asking for a more modern glam design?
Are you?
And I'm thinking about when women go to department stores and they buy those really cheap, glittery, plasticky things like accessories. And that's what I'm looking at when I'm looking at these phones. And I'm going, oh God, can I get just the flat black or something to throw in there? Oh, I'm going to put a case on, so it makes no difference. Who are these customers that they're listening to?
Clearly the customer
know.
you're just talking about.
Because I don't know anyone that's asking for a heart rate monitor, and I don't know about you, but I mean, I've been working out since I was 17, and since our phones came out, I'm not bringing a 5.1-inch screen phone with me into the gym in between sets.
But I mean, hey, it's a good forearm exercise, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, elderly customers who are into the glam modern lifestyle. Could be the perfect fit for this phone.
I think they found a successful market.
Yeah, the 80s generation is kind of moving up in age.
Hey, it's coming back. Everything's cyclical. You know that.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
And that Samsung app's going to actually be like a pill timer. Tell when you're taking your diabetes
the
medication.
The Fit kind of looks like a Kickstarter project, if you ask me.
Oh, you're not feeling the Fit at all.
What's that?
You're not feeling the Fit, even like it's kind of cool. You're just like that's bunk. That's lame.
Well, the first thing I noticed was what you guys talked about was I don't look at a watch that way, and I got to hold it this way. And
it's a new. They're telling us what we don't already want, right? They're seeing the future. I want to read time like this. Damn. What? I don't know how to. That's ridiculous.
It's a great phone for 2013. That's all I can say.
All right, Raphael. Thanks for calling. I love you.
The
This
last
was
thing I
fun.
just want to say is, when you asked me in the beginning what feature is most important to me,
Yes.
I want something that's just going to be not what they're doing already. There's already chipsets with the 800 processor. There's already 20 megapixel cameras out there. There's already a 1080p screen. So what are you getting to get me to get the next device?
Yeah.
And I don't think Samsung did it at all.
Yeah,
Not
but
at
I
all.
don't know if anyone's doing it, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
thanks for calling. Appreciate it, Raphael. We'll talk to you next time. All right, buddy. All right.
I mean, until we upgrade our eyeballs, we're not gonna be able to see any sharper, right?
I'm looking at, because things are cyclical. I'm looking at a 480p screen. Let's bring them back.
Right. Let's go. 8-bit.
Seriously.
Let's go 8-bit grayscale.
Why not?
Save on battery life, right?
Why not?
You want your all-day battery life? 8-bit grayscale is the way to go.
Why not?
Yep. Do it up.
Monochromatic.
Yeah.
Go with it. Feel it. All right, here we go. Last call. Let's hope this is a good one because I have no idea. Line 3. What's going on?
Hey, how's it going? Hi.
Who's this?
Hi, this is Shaylin.
Shaylin. Where are you from, Shaylin?
I'm from Irvine, California.
Irvine. Let's see. UCI. Hold on. Let me think. Are they the Anteaters?
Yep.
Yeah. They are. I just wanted to throw out my college mascot knowledge.
Oh, no worries, man. Good answer. Good answer.
So what's going on? What do you want to talk about today?
Oh, I just want to just talk about basically the announcements, and the features, and how we have this whole list of things that obviously, like every phone, you get this list of things that you're expecting to get, and yet you don't get them. But it's like they're just so close that I feel like this is probably what the Galaxy Note 4 is going to be like. And don't get me wrong, I'm a big Android enthusiast, and the whole reason I got the Galaxy S3 was not because of the Smart Key and all that kind of stuff. It's just that at that time you had a dual-core phone with 2 gigs of RAM, and not to get all technical and everything, but that, like, I would rather have those kind of features, because then I know that's kind of future-proofing myself for a long time. And so when I saw that, we were expecting, we're going to expect 3 gigs of RAM, and don't get me wrong, we got a great processor coming out on this phone coming up, and that's great too, but it's just like, if you just take out that heart rate monitor sensor, like Donald was saying, like, it's absolutely, to be honest, I honestly don't see myself using that at all. It's like, maybe they come up with a Neo of this, like people have been talking about, like, that takes that heart rate sensor, puts on, here's a little bigger battery, like the one we were thinking, or hey, now this heart rate monitor sensor's out, or maybe that fingerprint scanner, which, to be honest, I don't really see myself really using that at any point. Maybe we could have all these extra features, or just wait till the Note 4 comes out, I guess.
I mean, it's funny when he said that. This is probably what the Note 4 is probably going to have, and you're probably right.
Yeah.
There's not going to be many secrets. The other thing, thanks for calling in, Shayla. We really appreciate it. I think the other thing is now that the rumor mills in general, whether they are good or not, they set people's expectations up.
Yeah.
And
I do think that on the larger screen of a Note size phablet, you could probably appreciate that 2K resolution or something like that, maybe a little bit more.
I mean, a little bit. Honestly though, like a little bit.
Here's what I'm concerned
about. It's not
about.
going to be like, I got to get this 2K
If we really
screen.
do go back to a day where we're buying our smartphones on a 2 to 3 year cycle,
Yeah.
What's it's going to be economic collapse, global economic collapse. If we can't get phone manufacturers to make more exciting products.
Agreed.
That's it.
All right. Well, I'm going to leave you with with my personal final tweet. When you're saying if you want more products.
Yeah.
Alex Christian just tweeted in, could we call Brian Tong's smart belt the Tong Thong? I leave you with that, CNET Live. I leave you with that.
I think it will be known from here on out as the Tong Thong.
I'm gonna work on renders. I'll bring them next time we do this. I won't bring any prototype.
Apple Bite episode with this.
We don't want to bring in prototypes. You don't want to see a prototype. Just renders, hand drawn, no prototypes. All right.
Promises,
My voice
promises.
is cracked. This
Yeah.
is pathetic.
All right.
All right, guys. So, anyways, thank you so much for coming out, Donald.
Yeah, and be sure to check out CNET's continuing coverage of Mobile World Congress, all the great new phones that are being introduced, all the great analysis of, the Tong Thong, of the Galaxy S5, of the very interesting, possibly catastrophic Nokia X platform.
Plus
Yeah.
XL, the Android / Windows looking phone hybrid.
Yeah, lots of cool stuff happening.
Yeah, there's a lot of great stuff.
CNET.com. Be sure to stay there.
And we'll be back the next time around when the next event happens. Maybe it's HEC's, Apple's, who knows? We'll be here. Same place, same bat channel. You just don't know what time.
All right.
Tong Thong 2015.